Hey everyone, welcome to day, I think today is day 73. Am I losing count with the days? No, I refuse that. So like you see, the issue of, what's it called? The error we faced yesterday, the bug that happened when trying to fix the notifications. Actually, we weren't fixing the notifications, okay? I was simply wrapping up what we're doing and then I discovered something was broken. Actually, we discovered it during the live stream. So today I I got hold of my IDE and had it solved. Okay. So yeah, I hope that's good news. So that you see it's not there anymore. And I actually pushed the code so you can always check. In fact, doing that made me realize something. If you look at this notification, okay, here it is showing dates. Okay. Maybe it shouldn't show the date. I wanted to show something like maybe 3 months ago, 10 months ago. If it's more than 12 months, it should show something like maybe 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 1 year and 2 months ago, something of the sort. Okay. All right. Let me reduce this. So today we're going to build this seatmap. And what I want to first of all do is understand how this seatmap works at a very basic level. And then we can go on to do the implementation. Okay. And thankfully, we're in the age of AI. I'm not a fan of wanting to, can I call it? I'm not a fan of wanting to use, not to use, but like to write front-end HTML, okay, markup, styles. I'm not a good fan of that, okay? But of course, I know it's what makes things look good. But yeah, I'm not a great fan of that. But we shall try to see if an AI agent can help us implement what we want. But I want first of all understand what will be going on. Okay. So Amadeus has this blog post saying how to build seat maps for seat selection. I am doing this to show you that sometimes, okay, once in a while, you will need to read documentation, okay, of a particular provider for you to be able to understand exactly what they want, okay, or to be able to understand how they do things in a particular way. It's not always that maybe you might ask AI or Google something, you may never find it, okay, on the internet. And the only way is by going to the documentation. Okay, so yeah, let me read this blog post. So it says it was written on Monday, 13th July 13th, 2020 by, is it Gael Imperio? Sorry if I've read your name wrongly. And okay, I know, yeah, I might have made the mistake pronouncing, especially the first name. Okay, so it says a 10-minute read and it has a PLC tutorials. So let me try to expand into this a little bit, okay, and so that we can read step by step. So now it says, let's face it, no one wants a middle seat. Okay, maybe someone wants it. The 1% in the population. You know, there's that 1% in a population that will want something different. But yeah, neither would I want to have a middle seat. Okay. So it says in this guide, you will learn how to build an aircraft seat map with Amadeus seatmap display API and incorporate seat selection into your flight booking flow. Okay, so this is Amadeus, the tool on which we are building the flight booking engine. Okay, we're using their APIs. And like you've seen, this project has several APIs we have used. Okay, external services. We've used Amadeus. We've used a payment gateway. We used Google OAuth. Okay, for login. Several things. Okay, that we have used. I feel like there are four. I'm forgetting another one. Okay. So Amadeus for the flights. For payment, we use PayPal. For auth, we used Google. What else? I feel like there are at least four API calls we're making. Okay. So yeah, it's a very common thing that you will do as a software engineer. So just prepare for it. That's all I can tell you. Okay. Prepare for it. Okay. It's not so hard. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Okay. And sometimes it takes reading documentation, like you're going to see me doing. So as I read, okay, and you see me make a mistake, let me know. Okay. Let me know. Why? Because I'm also, okay, a learner. Okay. I prefer to be a daily learner. I want to learn every day. I don't want to do the pass and I'm not learning. I want to be a daily learner. So in the event that I maybe misunderstand something, teach me. Okay. Write it in the comment and teach me. I want to learn it. And by the way, I've noticed that about 80% of people who watch the videos, okay, YouTube says they are not subscribed. So I don't know what you guys are waiting for to subscribe. So subscribe, like the videos, and share them. Okay. If you're watching this after the live stream, I suggest you can attend the live streams if you can. Okay. Why? It can give you an opportunity to ask questions concerning what I'm doing, and you can also get a chance to teach me something. Okay. It's a two-way. You learn from me, I learn from you. So I'll scroll up and continue. Okay. It says aircraft seat maps provide users with a rich interface to compare and select seats and can open a valuable new revenue stream in your flight booking application. Okay. So it helps users to compare and select the seats they want. Okay. And can open a new revenue stream. Okay. I hope this excites you. Money always excites people. Then it goes on to say the Amadeus Seatmap Display API provides aircraft layout data. Excuse me, sorry about that. It says the Amadeus Seatmap Display API provides aircraft layout data with real-time seat availability and pricing so you can build interactive seat maps and help your users customize their flight. Okay. And actually, I think we implemented this on the backend. Okay. What is remaining is simply to consume it on the front end. Only that. But we're actually good to go. Okay. All right. Next up says, okay, I want to select the statement I'm reading. It says, in this guide, you'll learn how to build an aircraft seat map using the seatmap display API. Okay. Then it says you'll create this. It says you'll create the seat map using aircraft layout data. Populate it with free and priced seats, and learn how to add a selected seat to a flight offer, and prepare your user for booking. Okay, says you will create the seat map using aircraft layout data, populate it with free and priced seats, and learn how to add a selected seat to a flight offer and prepare your user for booking. Okay. So what I'm understanding from this is that you can provide this just if someone makes a booking. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I was planning to do it after. Okay. I want the case whereby you've paid. Okay. Once you have paid, then you select a seat. Okay. But let me read and see what is possible. So you're saying understanding the seat map display API. Okay. It says the Amadeus seatmap display API provides information on aircraft layout, in-flight amenities, and seat availability and pricing. It has two endpoints designed to retrieve an aircraft seat map at different stages of the flight booking process. It has two endpoints designed to retrieve an aircraft seat map at different stages of the flight booking process. Okay, so from the previous paragraph, okay, I presume it's before you make the flight booking order. But from here, it gives me hope, guys. I'm getting hope. I hope I'll be able to create this seat map operation after you have paid. Okay, I hope that's possible. I'll be really very happy. Okay, say it says retrieve the seat map for a flight order. Okay, so it's a GET request. Okay, so I want you to start learning to get used to reading documentation. Okay, it's not quite as hard as people make it to think. Okay, it's actually this is a mentality thing. If you tell yourself I can read documentation, okay, then you will be able to read. Okay, you have to tell your mind that I can sit for hours or for many minutes and read documentation. Do you realize that many things is all about our minds? Okay, once you tell yourself in the mind it's not possible, then it's not possible. Why should you hustle? Yeah, I've discovered that if you tell yourself it's not possible, then it will not be possible. So you tell yourself, yeah, I can. So look at this. It's a GET request, okay? And this is the endpoint, https test.api amadeus.com. This is what actually we are using, okay? V1 version 1, shopping, seat maps, okay? Then there's a question mark to tell us it's a query parameter next. Flight order ID equals to flight order ID. So you pass the flight order ID to get the seat maps. Agba says appreciate the encouragement. Wow, that's humbling. I'm glad if I can add a little piece of encouragement to you. And I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. You say Agbaid or, but I appreciate your comment. Okay. Yeah, it humbles me when people say I've taught them something, or what they learned from me, they're using it in a job, or I helped them start their career in IT easily. It always feels very humbling. Okay. All right, guys, let's continue. It says to retrieve the seat map for a previously booked flight. Now this is what I want to hear. Okay. I want I want I want I want to handle, okay, selecting a seat after you have paid, after you have booked. Because like in our order, you first what do you do? You first book, create, I mean you first pay, okay? Then I think you book. Yeah, you book, you confirm your flight, then you pay. Which is really cool. Okay. Really cool. Okay. So let's continue. Okay. So you say the two different names. So it is Agbai. Is it Agbai or Agbay? So Agbai, then D is another name. I get it. I hope I've pronounced it correctly. I always want to pronounce people's names correctly. Way back when I was a kid, when people pronounced my name wrongly, I would get upset for some reason. But I remember that. And battling, telling teachers and people at school to pronounce it correctly. So I'm always cautious. Right now, I don't really care much about it, but I'm always cautious, especially when I meet people on the internet. All right, I'll just make it. So let's continue, okay? I don't want to drag this again and again. It says to retrieve the seat map for a previously booked flight, make a GET request using the flight order ID returned by the flight create orders API upon booking. Okay, and we did this. Okay, we did this. Okay, I don't want to go click on this link. Okay, we did that. Then says So this is the first step, okay? You retrieve the seatmap for a flight order. Maybe to remind you, let's go to the code, okay? I don't want to speak and leave you behind. And I've learned the hard way that sometimes you can speak stuff, okay? And assume people know things, and yet let me go to flights, okay? So in flights, so this one here, okay? Flight create orders. So API is this one here, okay? We use this one. This endpoint, we built up on top of it using this. Then get shopping seat maps, we already have it, it's here, okay? This one here, get, okay? This get and post. So we have the get, and we already have it. All right, so that is step one. You retrieve the seat map for a flight order. After that, you say, step two saying retrieve the seat map for a flight offer. Okay, so there are two things here. Okay, there's retrieve the seat map for a flight order and flight offer. Okay, do you see that difference, guys? A flight order is different from a flight offer. I didn't actually see it. I thought they were repeating the statements, but I had to give a little attention to detail. Sometimes you need attention to detail, okay, to pick a difference in your documentation to understand it better. And sometimes you need to read something more than once, 3 times, okay? Yeah, so you can read it maybe 10 times for your case, maybe for me 20 times or 5 times, okay? The goal, of course, is not to compare to anybody else, okay? Because we all understand things differently, okay? By the way, guys, if you need to rewatch these videos, don't feel guilty for doing it, okay? What matters is you understand. Doesn't matter how long, okay? Try to repeat and understand things. So for our case, when you search for flights for the first time, okay, what you get is a flight order, a flight offer, okay? You're given offers of flights. When you book a flight offer, okay? Because to book a flight, you need a flight offer. So you start by searching. When you search, you're given flight offers. Then you pick one of those flight offers to create a flight order. So for us, we want to create seat maps for flight orders and not flight offers. I'm even already thinking about a way of monetizing this or getting revenue for this, okay? Early in the application. But let me not go into that, okay? Into the money-making bit, because I want to focus on finishing the MVP right here. So you see, for a flight offer, okay, you see, you send a post request, okay? You send a post request to the same endpoint, okay, without a query parameter, but this time you send a data JSON string. See, data with a list of whose data is a flight offers object, okay? So it says, let me continue reading. It says to retrieve the seat map for the flight before booking, make a post request using the flight offers object returned by the flight offers search API. Note that you can retrieve seat maps for multiple flight offers with the same request. Yeah, that's the advantage of doing this. Okay, that is why this one here has a list. Okay, that's a list. You can send multiple of them. Now they're saying, now let's look at how to retrieve and interpret aircraft layout data to build the seat map. So yeah, but me, I'm going to with this one here for flight order. Okay. So step one, okay. One more thing, by the way, when you go up here, okay, it said this is a 10-minute read, okay. But don't be fooled by these things, guys, okay. When you find an article and it's saying it's a 10-minute read, do not be forced to finish it in 10 minutes, okay, and put yourself on pressure. Take as long as you can. The goal is not to finish it in 10 minutes. The goal is for you to understand what you're looking for. Okay, so don't get trapped into the things. I used to get trapped by this on Medium. And I'll open an article. Okay, in the morning I open my emails, see an email from Medium, read, and I'm all rushing. Oh, this is a 4-minute read. And I would get this kind of tension. How comes They say this is a 4-minute read. How come I'm taking longer to read these things? Okay. And I would feel anxiety for that. It's crazy. Okay. Trust me, I would feel anxious taking long to read stuff. Okay. And yet sometimes the thing is totally new and I have to maybe check documentation, look up a video on YouTube, do extra stuff to be able to understand things. Okay. So don't follow these things. Okay. If you can read it in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, well and good. That's awesome. Okay. But I'm trying to explain to people who are like me. Okay. And it was me in the past. Okay. So don't fall under that pressure. So let's continue. So it says step 1, building an aircraft seat map. It says the seat map display API provides the following data to render the aircraft cabin layout. The first one is called deck configuration. It says the dimensions of the passenger deck in XY coordinates, including the location of the wings, exit rows, and cabins. Then they say these dimensions form a grid on which you will later place the facilities. Okay, let me explain this. I need TL draw. Okay, if you remember our math, the math that we learned in high school or whatever, if you don't know, it's okay. So in math, what they call a plane. Okay, imagine this is like a plane, okay, a plane surface. Okay, it has what they call the x-axis, which cuts across like this. That means a different color. There's the x-axis. Think of it as an imaginary line, okay, which cuts across, okay, horizontally, okay, like this. So this is x. Then there's a vertical line which cuts like this, almost in the middle, okay. The mathematicians call it y. Why they call them y and x, I don't know, guys. I crammed that stuff in high school math. Yeah, but you get the idea, okay? X-axis, okay? And in the center here, we have 0, okay? Value 0. Then on the left, on the right, on my right, which is probably your left, depending on how you're seeing this, we have positive values, okay? 1, 2, okay? And 3, they're integers, okay? Then on the left here, we have negative values. -1, -2, okay? -3, something like that, okay? Then going upwards, we have positives 1, okay, 2, okay, 3. Then down, they are negatives, -1, -2, okay. That's the basic math, guys, I remember, okay. If you know more math, guys, than me, don't let me suffer in this live stream. Help a brother, okay. So that's what they're referring to as the x and y. X and y, okay. So what they call a coordinate, okay. For example, if I came here, okay, at this point here, okay, if I join this point 2, okay, this point 2 like that on the x, and then this is a point 2 on the y, okay, this gives us a point on the plane, okay. This point on the plane has an x value, okay, and has a y value, okay. The x value is this one here, 2, okay. We read it from the horizontal axis. Then the y value is also 2, okay. So the coordinate for this point here is 2, 2, okay. That is how you plot them. If I go to a point around here, okay, this one, its x value is 3. Remember, it's up here, it's matching up with this 3, okay. So it is 3, matching up with this 2 here, okay, -2 rather. So it is 2, 3, -2. That is how it is, okay. Guys, please let me know if you've understood this math, okay. It's very basic math, but that's what they mean by that. So let's continue. Says facilities. Says the XY coordinates of the aircraft facilities like bathrooms or galleys. Okay, so if they say is a facility, is a bathroom at XY, okay, they can say maybe there's a bathroom at this location, okay, at maybe at -2, 3 here, okay. So in the UI, you show that there's a bathroom here, okay. Yeah, as simple as that. But ideally, the whole goal is to have a grid. Okay. Let me clear the screen, the board. It's actually quite easy to have a grid. Okay. So the whole cabin is going to be laid out. Okay. Like a grid like this. Something like this. Okay. Then they'll say maybe at this location is a seat. This is a seat. Okay. But this one is an exit. Okay. But here at this coordinate, there is an exit. Maybe here at this coordinate, there's maybe another exit. Okay. Then maybe all this part of the grid is maybe a middle row. Okay. This could be a middle row. Then here, maybe the pilot, I don't know, whatever. Here, maybe there's a seat. Okay. Seat, seat. Okay. Then maybe here there's a wing. Okay. A wing. Okay. It simply helps you to draw a plane. Okay. So what the data that they're going to give us, okay, has coordinates, okay, of where things are, where the wings of the plane, okay, are, where the exit rows are, where the cabins are. Simply think about it as a multidimensional array, okay, a multidimensional list. As simple as that. The next one says the XY coordinates for all seats on the aircraft with their respective availability, status, characteristics, and prices. Okay, there are seats for economy. Okay, there are seats for business class, and things like that. Okay, so it says to help you build a more consistent display, the API returns a uniform width for all cabins and classes. Okay, so that's very good. Then it says rows with special seating like business class or extra legroom seats have fewer seats per row. Okay, for example, it says four seats for width of 7 coordinates. Okay, to create more space than economy. It says than economy seats because in economy you have 7 seats for width of 7 coordinates. Okay, as simple as that. Why does this one have only 4 seats in a space? Think about of 7, okay, as like the total space, maybe like in meters. You have like 7 in 7 meters, you have 4 seats, okay, to give more space. But here, you have 7 seats for every meter, which means you have less space, okay? But of course, for business class, you have more space. They're saying in the following video tutorial, you'll learn how to create your aircraft layout grid and populate it with facility and seat data. Follow along with this JSON example. Okay, so let me open this. I want to see the example they have. Let me expand this. Okay, this was created 6 years ago. Thank you. So it says meta. Okay, so it says data. Okay, it says type seatmap. Okay, has the departure, the IATA code, the terminal, and the departure time. Okay, the arrival, the IATA code of where you're going to arrive, the terminal you're going to arrive to, and the date time. Okay, that's the carrier code, the number aircraft, so many things, the flight offer ID, segment ID, and then is the decks. Are you seeing the decks? See, you see deck configuration. You talked about deck configuration here, up here. Deck configuration, facilities, and seats. So deck configuration tells you the width, okay, with the whole thing, tells you the length, okay, tells you the row, okay, where the seats will start from, the last row, okay, where the wings start from and where the wings end, okay, where the exit rows, okay. Then it talks about like the facilities, like on row 32, okay, column A, okay, and a code which is G, okay, at this code is X23 and Y0, okay, we have a particular type of facility, okay, and these codes are interpreted down. If you go down, 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 okay, so all these are facilities. Then we have the seats, the actual seats, okay. I want to show you something which explains those facilities. So you see, it's a lot, okay? But if you understand the basic structure, it will be very easy. So you see Travora pricings, okay? Per seat, in case you wanted to show that this one is, if you see an amount saying 0.0, simply means it's free. I want to go down, 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 down. Let me just. It's here, okay? So you see seat characteristics, okay? So you see like a code A, this is the interpretation, okay? You can get the meaning from this, okay? And I'm going to give this to my AI tool to help me generate the UI very fast, but it's important to understand it, okay? So in case there's an issue, we can either reprompt or intervene manually. So, okay, says with your seatmap build, you can now enrich it with you can enrich it with in-flight amenity information and add seat data, okay? So there's a video here. I don't know if you can hear it from your end, okay? But let me first see what we are remaining with. It's actually not that much, okay? It's actually quite little. Okay. So says displaying. I don't know. Do I need to watch it?
I'm going to show you how to go and position all the elements inside it using the seatmap display API. This API,
I'm not sure if you can hear that.
The cabin information for every flight in your flight order or flight offer. For the purpose of this demonstration, I previously did a search for one flight.
I'm not sure if you can hear that.
Cabin information. One traveler in economic class. I attached the JSON reply in attachment of this video, and you can download it to follow the demonstration with me. But be assured that everything that I will show is generic to any flight or any number of.
So I'm going to make it slightly faster, okay? But you can always go back to their YouTube channel and watch, okay?
Passenger. Let's go. Seatmap reply is composed of three main parts. The first one, the deck configuration, helps you to build the general layout of your plane. Here, we are telling you that every element on the plane can be put or they won't put. And that's it for this demonstration. Now, you know how to build a seatmap and display it to your traveler using our seatmap display API. If you like this demo and you want more, or if you have question on seatmap or any other API, tell us in our Discord. And thank you for watching and goodbye.
Wow. I thought I was picking audio from my machine, but turns out I was not. Terrible mistake. So my microphone was actually picking from the speakers of this other laptop. Sorry about that. But the video is all about explaining this, okay? How to display this in case you don't know what the coordinates are. But it's quite simple, okay? So take time to understand this coordinate system, okay? And it can be done, okay? But I watched the video just to have more context to understand what is going on so that in case my AI gets stuck or something, I can intervene, okay? So it says step 2, displaying flight amenities, okay? Like the guy explained. Because right now, if you look at this, okay, we only have the deck configuration, the location of the facilities, and the location of the seats. But there's more information which is required actually. If we go here, step 2 says to enable you build a richer search and booking UX or user experience, both endpoints of the sitemap display return information about the following in-flight amenities. Okay, it shows information about the seat, the Wi-Fi, entertainment, power, food, beverage. Okay, which is something that is cool. Then when we go down here, it says in-flight amenity information, okay, is included by default, okay, and requires no additional parameters to receive. Then they show us an example response, okay. It's called aircraft cabin amenities, okay. It shows us the seats, the seat information, okay. It shows us the leg space, the value for the space unit, okay. So it is in inches, so this is 31 inches. The tilt is normal. Wi-Fi, is it chargeable? It is true. Wi-Fi coverage is full, meaning the entire plane. Food, is it chargeable? False. The type of food is a snack. Okay, so they give snacks, okay, for free. They give Wi-Fi at a fee. The leg space is no more tilting, okay, but you have 31 inches. Do you see how once you give patience to reading documentation, okay, it's quite easy, okay? I don't see anything hard about this. If you haven't understood this, please let me know. Let me know, okay? All right. Now let's just continue reading this. It says, note that pricing is not provided as airlines generally do not publish pricing for in-flight amenity in advance. Okay? Pricing is not provided as airlines generally do not publish pricing for in-flight amenity in advance. They are saying, however, the is chargeable value indicates whether the amenity is free or paid. Okay, so true simply means it is paid, but without the price yet. Then they're saying you can also retrieve in-flight amenity data to enrich search results and present more information to your user. To include this information during flight search, make a post request to sitemap display with the flight offer objects returned by the flight offers search. Okay, we won't do this because of the reasons I explained at the beginning. Step 3, retrieving seat information. Now they're saying with your aircraft layout built, what are we using to build the layout? It's this, okay? These XY coordinates. So Continue. With your aircraft layout built, it's time to populate it with seat data. Requests to either endpoint of seatmap display will return a list of seating options with their characteristics, pricing, and coordinates. You get. So whether you make a request to the get endpoint or the post endpoint, remember the get, you do it on a flight order, then the post is for a flight offer. So any of them will give you the list of seating options with their characteristics, pricing, coordinates. This word bullies me a lot to pronounce. Characteristics. I don't know if any of you can pronounce it five times and very fast without biting your tongue. Okay, so let's go on. So you see it shows cabin M, number 20D, okay? Then the characteristic code says ACHRS, okay? But of course they give a dictionary meaning. We mean a dictionary explaining what A, CH, and RS mean, okay? Then it says traveler pricing, okay? It's saying what traveler, it shows the traveler ID, seating status availability is available. What is the price? Okay, they show in euros, okay, the currency, the total, okay, the base, the taxes, okay, stuff like that. All right, so they're saying if no price is included for a given seat, then the seat is available for free, just like this one here, okay, available for free. No, this is the tax, okay? Yeah, this is the tax, so it's not a free seat because we have the total and the base fee. Then it continues to say, this usually occurs when the seat is already included in your user's selected fare or loyalty club membership. Now they go on to say, note that when using our test environment, the seatmap display API returns sample data, which may not include pricing for all seats. Fair enough. They're saying now that you have uploaded your seatmap, let's look at how to show users whether a seat is available for booking. Then we move on to the, I think which could be the second last step. It says understanding the seat availability status. They're trying to explain this one here, okay? And what I can do actually, I can simply make my thing, this engine, show maybe priority to fast available seats only, okay? Before trying to show what is not available. Let's move on. So it says for each seat, the seatmap display API provides a seat availability status so you can indicate which seats are currently available for booking. Seats may have one of the three availability statuses. Available, the seat is not occupied and is available to book. Blocked, the seat is not occupied but isn't available to book for the user. This is usually due to the passenger type. E.g., children may not sit in exit rows. Yeah, makes sense. Or their fare class. E.g., some seats may be reserved for flyers in higher classes. Makes sense. Occupied says the seat is occupied and unavailable to book. Okay? Yeah. So it says let's read this. It says if a flight is fully booked, the API returns an occupied status for all seats. In most cases, fully booked flights are filtered out during search with flight offers search or when confirming the price with flight offers price. Okay, this is good to know. And then they're saying flight create orders returns an error message if you try to book unavailable. It says flight create orders returns an error message if you try to book an unavailable seat. For more information on the booking flow, check out how to build a flight booking engine. No need for that, okay? Says once your user has selected their seat, the next step is to add the desired seat to the flight offer and prepare them for booking. Move on. Okay. Say step 5, adding a selected seat to a flight offer. So you're saying in the above example response, seat 20D is indicated as available. For your user to be able to book the seat, you must add the seat to the flight offer object and call flight offers price to get a final order summary with the seat included. Okay. So they say to include the seat in the flight offer object, add it to the fare details by segment, additional services, chargeable seat number as shown below. Okay. So this in the flight offer object, there's this section. Okay. If you remember our fast times when building this project, okay, it was this object called flight fare details by segment. Okay. Then we go to additional services. Okay. Then chargeable seat number. Then you include that seat number. Okay. The saying flight offers price then returns the flight offer object with the price of the chosen seat included with additional object. Okay. I mean, included with the additional services. Wow, I'm saying additional object. I think I'm getting tired. So it shows there. This is additional services, type, seats, amount, and the price of that seat. Okay. So, okay. So this is the flight. If you're adding to the flight offer object. Okay. Then they're saying you can use this same process to select seats for multiple passengers. For each passenger, you must add the selected seats in fare detail by segment for each traveler ID within the flight offer. Okay, so for every passenger, okay, there'll be this fare details segment structure or list, okay, in the JSON. So for each of them, and for every traveler ID, okay, because if you have like more than one traveler, then you have their traveler ID. So in that dictionary, okay, or in that JSON structure, you have to add it. That is what they mean. Then they say check out the following video for a step-by-step look at completing the seat selection and booking process. Feel free to follow along using our Postman collection. And again, if you need it, simply download the Postman collection and add it to your stuff. Okay. Personally, I'll try it out later, but not now. Why not now? I'm running out of time. Okay. But I'm gonna do it. What I'm going to do is to give you a hint. Okay. I'm going to copy this. Okay. I think all this. I'm going to copy all this, put it in a file. Okay. Copy all this documentation, put it in a file and create a prompt. Okay. So that AI creates for us this. Okay. But I want to save time by first of all understanding what I'm doing so that in case I need to debug it manually, I know exactly what to do. So yeah, for the video, let's watch it.
Hello everyone, my name is Anna Cholakou and I'm a developer advocate at Amadeus for Developers. With Amadeus for Developers APIs, you're able to use travel data and travel services to build your own applications. In this video, we're going to see how you can select a specific seat for a given flight using the SeatMap display API. If you're not familiar with the flight booking process or the aircraft SeatMap, we suggest you to go through the tutorials that we're going to leave in the description below. Let's get started. For this tutorial, we're going to use Postman. For the ones who use Postman, we have published a collection with all APIs where you can download the collection and play directly with them. So before jumping into the hands-on tutorial, let's see a bit the process, how you can actually select a specific seat for your flight. The first thing that you have to do is to use the flight offer search API in order to find a flight that you want. And then you pass this flight as input to the SeatMap display API, where you can identify available seats and the price for each of them. Once you choose a specific seat, you are able to add this seat in the flight object that you already have and call the flight offers price API. Now your flight is going to be updated and have the latest information containing the seat that you want to book and also the new price. And then you're able to book this flight by calling the flight create orders API. Now let's see how we can do all of that. As we already said, the first thing that we have to do is to call the flight offer search API. Here I have already given some inputs, origin Athens, destination Madrid. We have one passenger and the departure date is going to be on the 20th November 2021. Let's call the API and see the flights returned. Okay, so here we have a list of flights. Actually, we have 73 results returned. And let's have a look at the first flight. So the first flight is a flight of 4 hours and 5 minutes, direct from Athens to Madrid with Iberia. And we can see the price is 82.69 euros. Let's say that we want to see the seats available for this specific flight. We can take this flight, copy the flight, and paste it in the body of the seatmap display API. So what this specific endpoint is doing, it returns the seatmap of one or even more flights if you give them as input. It allows you seat selection, and it also returns the amenities. So I'm going to paste here the flight that we took. As you can see, is the flight that we already saw, and I'm going to call the API. And here we have the results. And if we go further, we can see information about the seats. For example, the seat with the number 5A is blocked. This means that the seat is not actually occupied, but is not available for the specific passenger. This can happen.
Seat availability status is blocked.
They have some restrictions in the seats. Or
I hope you can see it.
We are an economy passenger, but
where my cursor is, it's blocked.
So you can see this one is blocked. Blocked as well. And let's try to find one available seat. Now here, now that we found this one, what occupied means, it means that, as it says, it's an occupied seat which is not available anymore, that it has been taken from someone else. Okay, and here we have one available seat with a number 7B. And the price is 13 euros. Now, if no price is displayed for a given seat, that means that the seat is available free of charge, and it might happen in cases that the seat is included for free for the passenger selected fare, or is part of the passenger frequent flyer benefits, etc. So what we have to do now is to call the flight offers price API and add this information in our flight. And let's see how we can do this. As we saw, it's a flight 7B. I will go to the flight offers price API, and I'm going to paste here the flight that we already have. I expanded, and indeed is a flight that we already found. And now we have to go to the fare details by segment and add this extra information as additional services.
Yeah, there it is. Fare details by segment. Okay.
So here we're going to add the number of the
So you see it was added as an additional service. Do you see that? Yeah, pretty cool. Wow, looks like I'm running out of time for something. Just a moment. Wow. I hope I can make it. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Which is 7B. And we're going to call the flight offers price API.
But I hope you can see that additional services, just like we read in the documentation, it's now been added. Okay. As a says it's called additional services, chargeable seat number 7B. Okay. And they're saying, they also say that if we have more than one traveler, okay, then for every traveler ID, we have to include it. Okay. Right now, I think they're only adding for one traveler. Don't forget.
And here we have a warning. Actually, this warning says that the price has changed. And this makes total sense because, as we saw, there was an extra charge of 13 euros for the flight. So let's go and see the information. So the flight offers price API returns any warnings that we might have, for example, if the flight is not available anymore or if the price has changed, and also all the information of the flight object. So here we have the price of the flight itself, which is 82.69 euros, but the grand total, the total of the flight is 95.69 because we have a 13 euros charge of the additional service for the seat that we have chosen. So now we are able, and also here, not forget to mention, we can also see the flight that we added. So this is an updated flight object with information that we added for the seat plus the new price. And now we are ready to book our flight by calling the flight create orders API. So we're going to take the updated flight here, copy, and paste it in the flight rate orders. As you can see, the flight rate orders need some extra information, such as the traveler's information, the type of documents, etc. And we're going to paste here the flight. Let's see, yeah, it's the flight that we have added, and let's call the API. Good. So here we returned the booking confirmation with this ID and the reference number, and as well we can also see the flight itself, the flight object that we passed. And this is it. So in this tutorial we saw how you can book a flight by choosing a specific seat using the SeatMap display API. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send an email at developers@amadeus.com or get in touch with the community we have on Discord. Thank you very much.
Okay, I made it a little bit faster, but I hope you get it. So if you have to watch a number of times, okay, do not feel guilty about it. Watch as many times as you need to, okay? But it's actually quite easy if you take the time to process what she was saying. So step 6, saying at this point you now have a priced flight offer which includes your user's selected seat. The final step is to book the flight using Flight Create Orders API. To do this, simply pass the flight offer object into a request to Flight Create Orders API, which will book the flight and return an order summary and a booking ID. Okay, so it says not if you are using Amadeus self-service flight booking APIs, all post booking modifications must be handled directly with the airline consolidator that is ticketing your bookings. Yeah, so that is for people like us, okay, who are using Amadeus self-service. Okay, so yeah, that is it. So what I'm going to do, I know I'm running out of time, but I'm going to find out how summarizing it. I'm going to copy all this. Okay, copy all this in a smart way. Okay, up to here. Copy, need to drag my face on this other side. So after copying, I'm going to go to my IDE. Okay. And we're in the front-end directory. Okay. In the front end, I'm going to create a file. Okay. Maybe folder. Let me create it outside. Okay. Here, I'll create a directory. Just say AI agent. AI agent. Something like that. Then I open a file and I say Amadeus _docs, maybe .md. Okay, paste that. Okay, of course it's not exactly an MD file, but we have that data here. Then I'm also going to copy this. Okay, seatmap response.json. Okay, I'm going to come here, create a new file. Okay, with that same name, and copy. I don't know if there's a way to copy this. Control A, it copies everything. Let me click on draw. Then I copy everything and paste in this document. Okay. Then after pasting, I always have actually my prompts. I don't know where they are. Let me see. What do I need to do? All right, let's do this. So I want to do this. Okay. I'm going to create a prompt so that we have that. Okay. We have that created for us. Just a moment. So I'll get here. Okay. And choose planning. Okay. Choose Gemini Pro High. Expand this so that you can see better. I say act as a senior front-end engineer. Okay. Integrate the SeatMap APIs in the I'll say integrate the SeatMap in the at back end. Okay. Backend / routers. Okay. Into the front end. Okay. Into the front end. I'm looking for the main front end directory. It's not giving it to me into that front end. Okay, but I need to only include, let me see, into the front end. Can it give me front end? I want to choose the front end directory. Looks like I need to learn how to add context using AI. Who has used anti-gravity? You can help me. Don't let a brother die during a live stream. So in the front end. So I'll choose one of them since it is forcing me. Front end. I'll check. Okay, like that. Then I'll say, okay, use the Amadeus documentation as a guide. Okay, the docs are located in say at Amadeus. Called Amadeus what? Amadeus docs. This one here. Okay. To understand the structure of the SeatMap APIs, let me put get /post APIs, check at SeatMap, is it underscore sum? SeatMap, let me see, what is it called? We give it a name from actually here. Why am I even coming back to SeatMap dash response .json, this one here. Okay. So, but for here, let me just say into the front end because I'm not able to pick the exact context and hit enter. Quick question. Would it be faster to do this by hand or using AI? Okay. If it can't, then I might use my credits from Copilot. Sometimes I feel like when you pay for these things, they get done too fast. I don't know. I don't know if you've been experiencing that. I paid for Copilot in VS Code and oh my God, it was, I don't know. It's too fast. The tokens are finished way faster than you'd expect. I have about 10 minutes here. I hope this thing can do the planning fast enough for me to get done with this. So says integrate SeatMap API, says analyzed backend flights. Wow. Yeah, I'm still reading. And the bro skipped. Says analyzed backend flights.py and confirmed existence of get and post SeatMap endpoints. Studied Amadeus docs in response format. Now exploring the front end to find where to integrate the SeatMap visualization. Likely, oh, I missed that. Okay, let's wait and we see if it can figure out the correct place. Actually, I should have told it to use the flight order instead of a flight offer. But either way, I think it's still okay. Because even in the example you saw that they gave in their video, they used the flight offer. Then I guess I will allow the user to pick their flight earlier, okay? After searching. I mean their seat, not their flight, but their seat. So yeah, it's banning tokens. It's banning tokens, guys. It's banning tokens. Wow. I thought by starting this stream early, I would finish this in time. But that's not the case. If we need to have another stream, maybe we can, but it will be short. Reduce the volume of this and move to... So we shall get done with this thing either way. I'm confident about it. Yeah, so you don't want to build a flight booking engine without the ability for people to cancel. I mean, not cancel, but book seats, okay? At the very least, people should be able to book seats, okay? Yeah, that's, I think, the most important feature. The other feature which I think which is missing is maybe... no, let me not mention it, okay? I don't want to over-plan. But yeah, we are actually wrapping up. We are wrapping up, okay? If all goes well, tomorrow I want to work on deployments, okay? The backend is already deployed. I hope you all know that, okay? If you don't know, please watch maybe the first, I don't know, maybe first 30, within the first 30 or first 20, I'm not quite sure. We deployed the backend to AWS, okay? And set up a CI/CD pipeline. That when I push to GitHub, everything is happened, okay? If infrastructure is not there, then Terraform creates the infrastructure for us on AWS. And we have a dependencies installed. We have it, everything, okay? From the infrastructure to in infrastructure mean things like what can I call it? Like setting up the pods. There's a word they use it. They use outbound roads, okay? It sets the outbound roads for us, okay, on AWS. And we have an automatic deployment. So that is sorted. Once I have this done, yeah, then I can start testing this on the market. Yeah, and like I told you, there's some features which I will not share, okay? Yeah, I'll keep them private, but everything else I think is pretty much enough to show you like what you need to do. Okay, wait, I selected planning. Did you see this? I selected planning, okay, but it did not plan. Show me the plan. Do you know I'm seeing this saying updating booking success page API? Okay, wow, what is happening with Gemini and anti-gravity? And I witnessed something like this actually earlier. What I liked about anti-gravity was that it first shows you the plan, okay, before you tell it to implement the plan. So I don't know why it skipped that part, okay? Because don't you see this? It was in planning, okay? So it says agent can plan. Maybe can plan doesn't mean must plan. No problem. Let us read what it has generated. Says analyzing backend implementation, exploring frontend code base to identify integration endpoints, verifying data availability for the seatmap API call, updating backend transformer, and creating frontend types, updating backend success page, verifying implementation and cleaning up. Oh my God. I hate rushing, okay, because of time. But let's see what I can do in these minutes. I have integrated the seatmap APIs into the frontend. Summary of changes. Updated backend utils to include the flight order ID in the booking details response. The ID is required to fetch the seatmap. Okay. Flight order ID. Let me confirm that. Says utils booking transformer. I don't even who remembers this booking transformer. It was way back many streams ago. I'll say accept. Okay, says flight order ID. Amadeus order.get. Okay, not bad. Says frontend types created types seatmap.ts to define the TypeScript interfaces for the Amadeus seatmap response. Okay, not bad. So far, so good. Let me go to, I want to delete all of them and go to it. Frontend, source, not components, types. Okay, this is what we want. So let me just accept it and say we have coordinates X and Y, which are numbers. This is okay. This is okay. I accept this. Interface tax. Okay. This is okay. Amount and code. The price, currency, total base taxes, a list of taxes, that is okay. Okay. Traveler pricing. This is okay. So you see, seat availability status available, booked or occupied. The seat, the cabin, number, characteristic codes, traveler pricing, coordinates, facility, that looks okay. The configuration, width, length, start seat row, end seat row, start wing X, end wings X, start wings row, end wings row, exit rows. That's okay. The deck type, the configuration, facilities, seats, aircraft, the code, departure, seat map. Okay. All these look okay. In case there's anything, I'll fix it. There's ID, type, departure, arrival, carrier code, number, aircraft, class, flight offer ID, segment ID, decks. And next, the list of this type of deck, which is up here, this one. Okay. So they are nested, they're made up of each other. And then the seat map response has mentor, the count, and the data, which is a list of seat maps. This one here. So we're done with the types. Says frontend component created seatmap.tsx. This component fetches the seatmap data using the get shopping seatmap endpoint. Okay. Visualizes the aircraft layout, including decks, wings, facilities, and seats. Allows users to view seat availability and select a seat. Says visual selection only for now. Okay, I'll check that. But if you check that component, you go to components, seatmap. Okay, accept. I've used client, so they have the seatmap prop stuff. Okay. Then they have a number of things. Well, I'm running out of time. I'll review this after, but I'm going to push the code. You'll also be able to review it. Okay. In case of anything, I'm going to change. Okay. So you see, they're now sending an API request. Okay, with a flight order ID. This is good. Handle seat click. Okay. Then it sets selected seats. This is okay. Says render seats. This is for rendering the seats according to the colors. Okay. This one is for rendering a facility. Okay. And I like it's using icons. This is nice. If loading, show this JSX. If error, show that error. Okay. Then that. Okay. So I want to go through these functions, but I feel like time is not on my side. Just a moment. Okay. Let me first look at what it has done. Okay. Before we look at everything. It says booking success page, updated booking success page 2. Fetch and store the flight order IG. Add a select seats button in the quick actions section, visible for confirmed bookings. Display the seatmap component in a model when the button is clicked. Okay. Why a model? Okay. Let me not blame it. I did not design this thing. Okay, this is what happens when you're building a project. You're everything. You're the backend. You're the backend developer. You're the frontend developer. You're the DevOps developer. You're the AI engineer. You're the planner. You're the project manager, CTO. I don't know, all roles. HR. I was rioting. Okay, but I have no designer to. I didn't hire anybody to design for me. So why am I complaining? I shouldn't. Says not. I could not locate a specific my bookings page in the current code base. Checked blah blah blah. Theoretically, you can reuse sitemap component in any other page, like a specialized my booking list, by passing the flight order ID. Okay, no problem. Please try booking a flight and checking the success page to see the sitemap integration. Okay, let's accept all and see if it's worth it. Okay. In fact, I've seen many people online saying, what is it called? Gemini Pro is good at UI. Okay, but we're about to find out. Okay, so I'm just going to recompile the front end. Okay, and then go to the browser. Where is our guy? Is the guy. Okay, we have to log in and we see what is there. I think if there's anything not okay, I'll be able to fix it later. I just need to catch up with time at the moment. All right, so then this is the booking success page. We're looking for that seat. Do you see view seats button here? Okay, Control F. Maybe I'm just tired. Okay, the view seats is not found. Did I misunderstand? Okay, I might be the one hallucinating. So booking success page. If I open this, close this, booking success. Okay, Control F, view. What did it call it? It called it select seats, a select seats button in quick actions. Come on. Select seats. Yeah. So it's there but not being rendered. Why? Probably because this is a cancelled booking. Okay, this is a cancelled booking. Let us see the condition. So you see it's saying if booking dot status is equals to booking status dot confirmed. Okay, and then display this. Okay, so it's only when a booking has been confirmed. Okay, but I'm going to trick it. Okay, it's okay. I'm going to trick it. I'm going to say if booking status dot cancelled. Okay, just to trick it for us to see. You see, it now appears saying select seats. Okay, wow. So let me click. Let me remove this. Click. Nothing happens. Okay. So says parsing EMA script source code failed. Why? Okay. So we have this show sitemap function. Let me go to it. Maybe it has logic. No, it's actually just a Boolean stuff. There's nothing really tricky. So select it. Let me go to the network. Okay. So the select seat is not okay. The button exists, okay, but nothing happens when we click it. Okay. Because it's saying on so it's saying show sitemap and booking data.flight order ID and oh, I get it now. Let me do this, okay? Just to do a little bit of trickery here, okay? Remove this, save. Look at that. I knew it. So we might click. Are you seeing that? Okay. Yeah. You thought it was going to be very easy. Just prompting. And you have a solution. Yeah, so that's what we have. Okay. Yeah. Still a work in process. So yeah, it's not always a holy grail. I knew something was off. Okay. So let me undo that and do this one back to confirmed, because it's actually supposed to be like this. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I've run out of time, but like you see, even with AI, you have to put in some effort. Okay. So I need to rush to another meeting. Okay. But I hope you've understood. Okay. The goal is to understand, by the guys. That's the whole goal of this. Understand the whole Amadeus thing, how to structure the seat maps. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to work on it, but not today, probably tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. And then in the next stream, okay, we shall now, I'll show you, yeah, what went wrong and what should be fixed. But the main skeleton has already been set. It's been set. So yeah, here you are. Okay. Sometimes you end up successful. Sometimes you end up in tears. Sometimes it's in the middle. All right. Okay. I appreciate everybody who has been watching. By the way, if you have not yet subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is the time to like this video. Share it, guys. Share. Okay. Share like crazy these videos. Share this playlist. Share everything. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're almost there. Okay. I don't think to the MVP, I'm giving it 3 videos. Okay. Hopefully 3 videos max. We wrap it up. Okay. If there's anything which will come later, it will be just, can I call it, I want to say bonuses, but bonuses is the wrong word. Okay. It will just be extra stuff. Okay. I want to reach the MVP, and then after the MVP, you can decide to either continue following along or doing your own stuff. Okay. Why I want to reach the MVP is because I want to do other things. Okay. I want to talk about microservices, AI integration, system design, DevOps. Okay. Like I have lots of ideas. Okay. To do, so that the flight booking engine can be tested. I want the MVP to be tested in in the real world. Okay. Like I told you, this is something I'm building for my startup. So I want the MVP to be tested so that because one mistake I made from the very beginning, I've not been allowing users to test it. Okay. So I want to quickly deploy it, tell the guys at office to start, my colleagues, okay, start testing it so that I can quickly be making changes so that it's usable as fast as possible. Okay. Yeah. Then after that, once any other feature, okay, will be something outside the MVP or a fix of the like. So thank you for watching along with me, building with me, fixing mistakes with me, being patient, learning, building, growing. Let's meet in the